Hi guys, so this week I am doing a video on trauma, reactions to trauma, anxiety, and I think something that comes with that is like overthinking and worrying and stopping ourselves from doing anything, which is something that I do a lot. So I drove the other day to children's play centre. Anyway, it wasn't anything crazy, but I got lost at the very end, and we had to pull over and just find the address. And it, was really only a 5-minute issue. It wasn't, didn't take very long. It wasn't an issue, but because I had a bit of a stressful week prior, was triggered by something, as sometimes we are. Sorry, I'm just trying to move my little cushiony thing around. Anyway, so when I was at the park, I wrote this little story poem about anxiety and trauma, and it helped me get through it, because sometimes we can really just stay stuck. It's like mud, these anxious thoughts, these traumatic thoughts, they are like mud, like quicksand, like whatever you want to imagine them as, but that's what they are. And sometimes we have to understand that we don't like the feelings, we don't want to stay stuck in the feelings, so how do we battle them kind of in a positive way, and that comes down to expression. If we can write, if we can paint, if we can talk to someone, if we can organize something with our therapist, if we can sit down and meditate and listen to a bit of music, or maybe even listen to some screamo and scream it out, and then go home and listen to Mozart. I don't know what you're into, but sometimes we have different ways of expression, and there are healthy ones and there are unhealthy ones, and unhealthy ones are about not expression, but bottling things up. Unhealthy ones are about escaping things, like using drugs or alcohol or gambling, those types of things that give you an automatic high, but then give you a crash usually after, which comes with a bunch of consequences. And all of these positive things, they don't come with consequences. Some of the biggest consequences I've had from writing stories is I look back on my stories and I think, I was so sad. Look how much progress I've made. Whoa, consequence of writing. Anyway, so guys, I'm going to read this to you. I hope you guys like it. And then I've got a few other tips that I wanted to run through after that. Okay? Alright, so it's called Green. Green and brown. I try to focus on the colours around me, watching as the wind picks up each leaf left on the ground and spins it around like a ballerina at a mixer. Thump, thump, thump. My chest beats heavily. The DJ spins a familiar track. The bass line hits as I choke on my breath. It wasn't really a stressful day, just heading to a child's playground to meet my sister. Although before arriving, I lost my sense of direction and had to find it again, sending my anxiety into action. My anxiety searches for any trouble, staring at the blades of grass swimming back and forth in the park, my eyes darting back and forth, looking for oncoming danger. Nothing out of the ordinary, just a peaceful park with cars whizzing by. I focus on my breath and fixate on the green, the trees swaying to and fro like a symphony, playing nature's violin. The trunk brown and sturdy, reminding me of the ground underneath. Grounding. Ah, yes. I stop, breathe deeply, and press my back up against the chair, focusing on the colour, the smell, and calm starts to rush in. Out of nowhere, the ballerina returns, with nature's beautiful gift of awareness. I am safe. I am starting to calm down. I should return. To my daughter and sister, thank you for the momentary symphony coloured in green. Thank you, I think to myself before walking back inside. Okay, so I just wanted to run through what was in that. There was some breathing techniques, meditation, mindfulness, was noticing, noticing the things around you. There's also anxiety techniques, which is looking at the smell, color, taste, sound, which is called the five things, five senses. Yeah, anyway, so there was also just me getting some stuff out, just expression. And I tell you what, I did feel better and I did have a good day. But if I had have walked straight in there, once I got there and my chest was like boom, 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 if I had walked straight in there, I probably would have been snappy and, you know, maybe emotional. I didn't want to be like that. I wanted to have a good day, and I did. And so I was really happy that I was able to go, do you know what? Pause. I'm not going to have this. I'm not going to have all of this anxiety and this turmoil inside me over nothing. Nothing's clearly happened. There's no physical danger. I'm okay. And sometimes we need to remind ourselves of that. Seriously, dude, you're totally fine. I know that you're upset and you're angry inside yourself right now, but you're totally fine. And I'm not saying minimize whatever is going on. I'm just saying sometimes we've got to understand that we are okay, and we need to tell ourselves that. We've got to stop saying, well, I deserve to be stressed. Okay, I'm sure that you deserve to be upset about different things that have happened to you, and that is fair enough. But we don't have to be stressed all the time. And sometimes we got to remind ourselves, well, I deserve a bit of peace and quiet and calm in my body too. And I'm going to try and work on that, you know? If we focus all our energy on being vengeful or being, you know, angry at whoever hurt us, or people that have made us sad, experiences, all of that stuff, then that's where our mind is going to go. Whenever anything happens, our mind's going to go, it's bad again. You know, it's just going to rewind like a clock. And when things repeat itself, when we are exposed to, you know, bonds and trust and all of that kind of thing being broken over and over again, well then, of course it's going to come up. But we have to be counterintuitive. We've got to go against the grain and say, okay, where is this coming from? I'm going to search inside myself and say, what experience can I tie this to? What is really going on here? And secondly, what can I do about it? You know, can I address it? Is this person or thing or situation the exact same? Like, do I really have to put all of my pain and internal stress and worry on this person, thing, or situation? And sometimes we don't, but we do anyway. I've been, you know, experienced it many, many times. Even this last week, you know, I've put some pain and stress on my partner, you know, so, and he didn't deserve it, all of it. Anyway, so I'll give you guys these tips. So, okay, I saw a video the other day, and I've been super unmotivated, and I've fallen into this trap. And sometimes that happens with people who've experienced trauma, especially. We go through different stages. Like, I find it's like just two stages. It's either depressed or anxious. And so it's like an underlying thing, and then you go through waves, you know, the other one comes up, and then you have trouble sleeping and all of that other stuff. So, and then there's just fragments of everything else, that whatever's going on in your life that affects, you know, everything else. So I was like, I need to do something. I need to shift it up, because sometimes we're going to force ourselves when we're first starting something, you know, to force ourselves to do a positive thing, because familiarity is way more easy to do. You know, if you've dated bad guys, then the next guy that you meet is probably going to be a bad guy, because you're going to be like, oh, he's nice. No, he's familiar. Okay. That's not a 100% thing, but all right. So these are the things that I found on this guy's video, and I thought they were really good. So he talked about getting up earlier. I mean, it's a no-brainer, right? You get up earlier, there's more hours in the day, you can do more. I like to sleep in because I'm super lazy. But it's something that I need to work on, because, you know, I really do have trouble sometimes when I'm anxious or things are coming back to me sleeping. And that has been a recent thing again. So like I said, waves, it just comes back like a clock. So yeah, that's something that I find very difficult. And Yeah, that's right. I watched this thing once, and it was this lady, and she said she has trouble getting out of bed in the morning. I'm like, me too. So she said she thinks of it like a rocket, like flying up into space, and she says, so I sit there and I lay on my back and I just think, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then she just jumps up, which cracks me up every time I watch her say it, because I just imagine her just diving out of bed and her partner just getting startled, like, what the hell's happening? Somebody's breaking in. Anyway, so back to what I'm trying to talk about. So making lists was another one he mentioned, and not just like big term lists. This is something I talk about pretty regularly, breaking down your goals. And this guy was saying, break down your goals to something even small, like taking the bin out, doing the dishes, those kinds of things, because we get like a rush of dopamine when we succeed in different things, and that's that achievement stuff that really helps us to redirect our brain in the other way. You know, everything is great, we are succeeding, all of those, not I'm unsafe, that side. So I have been making more lists, and I like when I get to press a little thing and go, ooh, look at me, I like did the dishes. Rocking it, sister. So the last two things I thought were super helpful, not as obvious as the first, ones I mentioned. So no more 0 days, I thought was just such a great slogan. My partner didn't think so, but whatever. So I was explaining it as my own ideas on explaining it as well. Well, sometimes you're sitting there, right, and you think, I'm tired, I deserve a break. And that is totally fair enough. But I do that a lot, like 3 days out of 7. And I do find I get guilty later. I think, oh, look at those dishes. Oh, look at that bin. Oh, look at, my hair. I haven't brushed it. There are all of these little things that I just do not do on my days off, or and they really get on top of you too, especially the bigger goals, and you just think, oh God, I've got to do everything. I have everything on my list, and I can't even make a dent in that list because it just keeps getting bigger. So no more 0 days is talking about just starting something. Like if you're writing a novel, write a sentence. And this is something I did when I lost 40 kilos or 30 kilos or something. It was like a large amount. Is I started out by just going, I'm going to do 10 lunges, 10 sit-ups, 10 squats, 10 crunches. It was like 10 of everything. And I did it just in the morning actually. And then eventually it was morning at night. And then it was but I just ended up doing as many as I could. And so it was like, even though you only say 10, you only say a sentence, you'll write a sentence because you go, oh, that's kind of easy, I can write a sentence. And the next thing, last night, I was like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this no more 0 days. I looked at the dishes and I was like, I'm going to do these stupid dishes. And I was like, I'll just do the cups. I just do a little bit. I just do the cups. Just fill up the sink a tiny bit. Just do the cups. And then I was like, no, I'll do the bowls as well. And then I just finished them. And I was like, what? You did a whole load of dishes. And I didn't want to. I was totally just going to go to bed. So, there's that thing. Just do a little bit and you'll feel achievement, and it'll probably make things a lot easier because our emergency brake pops up. Our brain tells us, wait, no, this isn't safe and this isn't normal, we're not doing this. So that's something as well to push through, that procrastination, that maybe depression or whatever you've got going on, anxiety, worry, PTSD, fears. There are all these different things to push through. Sometimes we've just got to start it, just do a little bit. And my partner said that to me. He's like, you want to go to the gym? He's like, just go there, have a look. I'm like, I don't want to stand there and watch other people work out, or do I? Anyway, so the last one I thought was super awesome because I did that last night too. Was probably one of the reasons I started the dishes. So it said, if it's under 2 minutes, whatever it is, if it takes under 2 minutes, do it now. And I thought, the amount of times I've walked around without getting fully clothed, like I'll just be wearing like a shirt or something, and I'll think, oh, I really don't want to have to dress myself properly. I'll just put some daggy stuff on, like, and or like not taking the bin out and left it all day and just been looking at it every time I walk past, like it's still there. Like it'll magically disappear if I dare stare at it for long enough. Like, oh, it took itself out. Anyway, so guys, I thought they were super helpful. Like, get up earlier. So it means you're going to bed earlier. You're obviously going to have your 8 hours of sleep. You're going to then go through the process of probably not getting sick as often. You might reduce your anxiety. It's more often likely than not that you'll lose weight if you're sleeping properly and eating properly and exercising. So, but if you're not sleeping properly, it's less likely. So, people who are, you know, have trauma and anxiety and depression and things like that. Also, it's not good to get too little or too much sleep, you know, so it's not healthy. It can make people angrier or more emotional. And also, if you're trying to lose weight and you don't get enough sleep and the next day you are tired, you are more likely to eat something sugary because your body's like, I'm tired. What's going to make me feel like I have energy? Sugar! You know, so sugar and carbs and anything like that, you were just going to run off and try and find. And I am too guilty of that. Like regularly, like today, actually. So I'm still trying to lose weight. Okay, so there's no more 0 days, right? So just start something. Doesn't matter what it is. Something small. It's fantastic. I totally took the bin out last night. Go me. Get up earlier. You know, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Anything that can be done in 2 minutes or less, do it now. Yeah, because I mean, look, our brain's going to hijack us, so we've got to do it like right now. Like count to 5 and go, I'm doing it. You know, like if it's healthy. Don't, if it's like, I'm going to steal a car, I'm doing it. No, bad. Okay, and make lists. The last one, make lists. And cross them off so that you can be super happy for yourself. All right, I'm going now because I'm going to head to the doctor's and see if I need any spots cut out of me. Hopefully not. Otherwise, the next time I'll do a video, I'll have little bandages all over me. Yeah, a little bit worried. Should be fine, hopefully. And look guys, I hope that whatever's going on in your life you can have a look at, and maybe some of these tips might help. Maybe you can break it down. Maybe me just laughing at myself might help you smile too. Alright, take care. Bye guys.